Hi, Marty here. So right up front, I'm going to tell you something. This video is about educating you so that you can get in the best possible shape in the shortest amount of time without getting overtrained or injured. And all the relevant information you need will be in this video. If I can't fit it all in this video, I'll make another one. What you're about to learn is what I teach clients before I start them on a weight training program. You won't need to register, log in, pull out your credit card. I won't insert cookies into your computer. I won't irritate you later with stupid emails. So if you watch this and never ever contact me, I'm fine with that. If you like the information and you live locally and you want me to train you, then give me a call. So that being said, you're welcome to sit back, relax and learn for free. So who am I and how did I become such a know-it-all? Well, number one, I've been weight training on and off for about 40 years. Number two, I've also been a top runner, top triathlete and Ironman contender, a powerlifter and a bodybuilder. And I competed at national level at all those codes. Number three, as a personal trainer, I've been getting people in shape for over 30 years. The feedback and results from thousands of clients over that time has shown me what's true about what we are taught and what's not. You will get the benefit of that experience today. Right, now that the introduction is out of the way, let's get into it. The first thing you need to know is this. Much of the conventional stuff you've been taught about exercise and nutrition is wrong. That's why most people that go to the gym don't stick at it for very long. They think they know what they're doing, but when they don't get the results they were expecting, it all seems like a lot of hard work for not much results. If you decide to get a personal trainer, you might last a little longer because now you have support. And support is great. But in general, if the trainer is qualified and has been taught the system, then some of what they're telling you will be a waste of time. In fact, I'd go so far as to say following conventional advice on training and nutrition would more likely increase your chance of injury and sickness. By the way, conventional advice on exercise and diet will also increase the signs of aging, especially how your skin looks. For instance, when I was training for Ironman, I followed the conventional nutrition guidelines for athletes. I got varicose veins in my legs and wrinkly old man skin from the damage that exercise does to you. I know better now. At 64 years of age, I feel as though I have reversed much of the damage that I unwittingly did to myself from doing stupid things like marathons and Ironmans in my 40s. If you don't understand how to train and recover correctly, then exercise is suicide. I'll repeat that, exercise is suicide if you don't understand how to train, how to recover, how to nourish yourself properly. About now you're probably thinking, well that's not right. What is this idiot saying? Everyone knows exercise is good for you, right? The more exercise you do, the healthier you're going to get. Well, that's one brainwashing of many that we have to clear up before we can proceed any further. Here is a story I have heard a few times now, and you have probably heard something similar yourself. Oh, Marty, did you hear? So-and-so died of a heart attack the other day. I can't believe it. He was so fit and healthy. Then in bewilderment, they throw their hands in the air and they say, oh, I guess when your number's up, it's up. Did you catch the contradiction then? He was so fit and healthy. The guy died of a heart attack, for goodness sake. Clearly he was not healthy. So what has happened here is we have somehow connected fitness to health. Two totally separate things. There are many healthy people in this world who don't do fitness stuff. Health is something your body strives for continuously, whether you like it or not. If you have cut yourself, the blood clot will go hard. Over time, underneath that scab, the skin will heal. If you break a bone, the body will connect it back together again. All you have to do is hold it together in place while that happens. Your body is always striving for balance, the right temperature, the right blood pressure, the right balance of hormones, the right balance of bacteria. an endless number of things that keep you at ease. What makes it hard for your body to be healthy is what we do to it, which causes dis-ease. Things like poor sleep, stress, junk food, artificial flavours, colours, preservatives and sweeteners. All these things cause free radical damage to your body, which makes you unhealthy. Exercise also causes massive amounts of free radical damage, so you need to be healthy to be able to deal with the negative effects of exercise. A particularly bad thing to do would be to over-exercise on an already unhealthy body. Getting healthy is simple. Don't eat until you get hungry and then eat human food. All animals have a diet. Cows eat grass, dogs eat meat, possums eat leaves, squirrels eat nuts. What do humans eat? To find that out, go to the BodyBuzz website, hover over the video tab and you'll see 7 videos. Start with number 1 and watch them in order. Don't skip ahead, don't be lazy, no login required, no cookies, no money needed. So number 1, before you get into exercise, get healthy. So what gives us a good figure? You might be surprised to know that everyone has a good figure. I remember once this lady came to my gym. She had 3 grown children. She was overweight, really out of shape, and she said, "I've just finished having kids and now I want to do something for myself. I want to get in shape and do a bodybuilding competition." I looked her up and down and in my head I was thinking, no way, you just haven't got the figure for it. She was shaped like an apple. But anyway, who am I to judge? I'm here to teach, train and support, so that's what I did. Well, it ended up she got in such a great shape that she won her class in the Taranaki bodybuilding show. It really taught me a lesson. It's what we believe in here that counts. So here is why you can get in shape no matter how bad you think you look. Now I've got many examples of before and after photos here. But for privacy reasons I can't use their photos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my own. What I need to do is zoom out a bit so I can show you how this works. So what I want to explain here is what body fat percentage, how it affects your figure. So in this photo here, my total weight on the scales was 80 kilograms. My body fat percentage at that time was 20%. So 20% of my total weight was fat weight. And that fat weight works out at 16 kilograms, which leaves a muscle weight of 64 kilograms. So 64 plus 16 equals 80 kilograms on the scales. Now what I did was I stripped as much fat as I could off, and I ended up being 64 kilograms of muscle weight. But my fat weight was now only 4. And my body fat percentage was actually only 6. So my total weight on the scales was 64 plus 4. The weight on the scales there was 68 kilograms. The weight on my scales here was 80 kilograms. The only difference is fat weight. So I'm 64 kilograms of muscle here, 64 kilograms of muscle there. That body is hiding under that fat. Now if I weighed 100 kilograms, I could look like this. There's me at 100 kilograms, but I'd still be 64 kilograms of muscle. It's just that I'd have an extra 36 kilograms of body fat covering that body under there. Now I know what you're thinking right now, but my body is all out of shape, or my legs are too skinny and my waist looks like there's a spare tyre hanging around it. Or perhaps my hips are too wide and my thighs have cellulite all over them. Well, sometimes your body doesn't lay the fat down evenly all over. Sometimes it prefers to lay down more fat in one area and less in another area. And you end up looking out of proportion. But here is the thing. All you have to do is get rid of the fat and you'll get your best figure back. Now this brings me to the next myth about getting in shape. It's called the spot reduction myth. The idea is that you can train the area you want to tone up. For instance, to get rid of the flappy arms, a trainer might tell you to work your triceps muscle. It's as though working the muscle in that area will miraculously burn the fat away in that area only. It's ridiculous. That's never going to work. When people lose weight, they lose fat from everywhere, all at the same time. The double chin disappears, but you didn't do chin exercises. The wrist strap gets loose, but you didn't do wrist exercises. Even the rings on your fingers get loose. Exercise has very little to do with fat loss. The extra fat that you have has been stored there simply because you've been eating too many carbohydrate calories. The only way to get rid of that fat is to adjust your nutrition. If the body finds it easy to store fat calories on that arm, then the body will find it easy to remove fat from that area as well. All you have to do is adjust your nutrition plan to make that happen. It has nothing to do with exercise. Don't be tricked into the spot reduction myth. It's a con. So let's recap. First, watch the 7 videos on the website that will teach you how to adjust your nutrition so you can burn fat away from those areas that annoy you the most. Exercise and spot reduction myth have very little to do with removing fat from your body. Next thing you need to know is this: how do the muscles work and what makes the muscles tone up? Now you're probably thinking, oh, I don't care about how or why it happens. I just want to know what exercises to do so I can start getting in shape. Well, let me say this. You need to understand this. Once you do, you're well on your way to becoming your own personal trainer. Only you know how free or how sore you are, how hungry or how thirsty you are, how tired or energetic you are. Understanding all this stuff will allow you to decide when to train, how hard to train, and even if you should train today at all. You will know how to time your food intake so that you get the greatest benefit from your nutrition. Don't worry, I'll make it quick and simple. Muscles move bones. They do that by contracting. If I want to lever that bone towards that bone, I contract that bicep muscle. If I want to move it away, I contract the tricep muscle and relax the bicep. Every muscle has an opposite muscle so you can push and pull. And it's the same all over your body. This chest moves my arm forward. This back muscle pulls my arm back. My leg muscles lift my leg or kick them out to the front. The shoulder muscle lifts your arm. I've basically just explained all the muscles you need to train to get in good shape. These are the muscles that give your shape, and training these muscles with heavy weights will improve your figure. There are actually only 5 exercises you need to do. You don't need any others. The 5 exercises I'm going to show you are the mainstay exercises I've done for the last 25 years. You may have been told you need to change your exercises every so often to get results. It's called muscle confusion. The idea behind that is they think muscles get so used to certain exercises that they stop changing and adapting. So therefore you should book in for a new program with new exercises and wake up those muscles again. It's another con. It's just another excuse to get more money out of you. The 5 exercises I'm going to show you are the best 5 exercises you can do. To replace a best exercise for a second best exercise is a waste of time. The caveat to that would be if for some physical reason you couldn't do the best exercise, then obviously the second best exercise would be the best thing for you at this time. There are 3 types of muscle fibers. Your muscles are like big rows of cables. To contract, they just simply slide together, which shortens the length of the muscle, which moves your limbs. There are thin red muscle fibers, and those are your fitness fibers. If you're a long distance runner, your leg muscles will contain mostly red fibers. The larger white fibers are your strength fibers. If you're a sprinter or a weight trainer, your muscles will be mostly white fibres. There are other types of fibres also, but those two are the ones you need to know about. 60% of those fibres can change. Here is an example to explain what I mean. When I was training for Ironman, I was doing lots of long distance running, cycling, swimming, all that sort of stuff. Up to 60% of my white strength fibre muscles had turned into red endurance fibres to support my long distance endurance training. You see, your body is constantly adapting to make whatever you are doing easier. When I quit Ironman and switched over to powerlifting, I was weak in comparison to other powerlifters because I had very little strength fibres and mostly endurance fibres. But because I completely stopped cardio exercise and completely switched to heavy weight training, my red endurance fibres were forced to change into white strength fibres. I gradually got stronger and ended up competing at national events. My body had completely transformed from a thin long distance runner to a more powerful muscular powerlifter. Now that you know the difference between the endurance muscle fibres and the strength muscle fibres, I can tell you which type of training you need to do to get a good figure and a healthy body. You need to train the strength fibres, and here's why. Let's pretend there are two of you sitting side by side watching television one evening. The you on the left has been weight training for 6 months and is much stronger than the you sitting on the right, who hasn't trained. Both of you are burning calories because you are alive. The stronger you will be burning way more calories than the untrained you. Stronger muscles use more energy all the time. Not only that, but if you had just finished a workout, then your metabolism would be ramped up even higher. In fact, if you increase your strength over time, as I recommend, your metabolism could get ramped up for as long as 3 days after your workout. But listen to this. If the stronger you also knew how to manipulate the diet, he would be getting leaner and in shape at the same time while watching TV. To understand how that works, you need to learn about recovery and adaptation. Exercise damages your muscle fibres. In your muscles, it's called micro tear. The harder you train, the longer it takes for those micro tears to heal and recover. It sounds crazy that we're damaging ourselves when we exercise, but that's the way getting stronger or fitter works. When you exercise, you break down muscle tissue. That's why sometimes you get sore muscles after exercise. But that's okay, because between the workouts your body will repair the damage. In fact, because your body adapts to stress, it will actually over-adapt, making those muscles a little bit stronger. That way, when you do that exercise again, there won't be so much damage or soreness. On this graph, I'll show you how it's supposed to happen, if you do it right. So on this scale is your time in days, and on this scale here is the condition of your muscles. We're going to weight train heavy. We're going to break down our muscle tissue. Now when we stop training, we're going to recover. And so over the next few days, we'll be recovering until we get recovered. Now what we want to do is we want to leave it a little longer so that our body's got time to over-adapt. We want to be up here before we train again. So we're fully recovered and fully adapted. And I'm going to give that 7 days for that one muscle group to recover and adapt and over-adapt. And then what we're going to do is train it again. We want to recover, over-adapt again before we train it, recover and over-adapt. Excuse the umbrella, that's my only pointing stick I can find. But that's us getting stronger. Now, a lot of people think, oh, look, if exercise is really good for you, I'll just train more often, okay? So here's them training, and they're in a real hurry to get in shape. They're really keen. So before they've even recovered, they're going to train again. And before they've recovered, they're going to train again. They're really, really keen. And now, about down here, he's getting pretty tired and pretty cranky. These are the signs of overtraining. And if they carry on, they're going to get injured. By the way, if you overtrain and you don't get injured, your workouts are going to feel so hard and unenjoyable that you'll probably quit soon anyway. This is what happens to many people who are new to the gym. Every time you stress your muscles with exercise, your body will release a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone, and studies show that people with high cortisol will store fat, especially around their abdomen. And that's the very thing people want to get rid of when they come to the gym in the first place. So that's just one reason why you should not train too often. High cortisol also makes you hungry. It also makes you want to eat all the time, and that's another reason why many people gain weight at the gym. So how often do I recommend you train? 2 times a week. Workout number 1 will be the upper body muscles from your waist up, and workout number 2 will be the lower body muscles from the waist down. That means each muscle group gets a whole week to rest, recover, and adapt before you stress it again. That's it. No cardio exercise needed. You can go walking if you want to, but if you do, take it easy because your body is trying to recover and adapt before the next workout. What you need to be focusing on in between the workouts is planning and preparing nourishing foods so that you can have the nutrients required to rebuild and strengthen your muscles and joints. Minerals are what your body needs to rebuild. The harder you exercise, the more minerals you'll need. Just remember, even with the best diet, you will still be low in minerals. The reason most of us are mineral deficient is because over the last 100 years, most of the minerals have been stripped out of the soil, which means the plants are mineral deficient, which means you will be mineral deficient. Your body needs minerals to grow strong bones and muscles. I mix a capful of mineral liquid supplement into a powdered vitamin drink every morning and at night, just to make sure I have enough. This is my plant-derived minerals that I take a capful of every morning and night. And this is my powdered vitamin and mineral drink that I take morning and night. Tastes really nice. Most trainers will encourage you to warm up before weight training. A typical instruction might be, go warm up on the stationary bike for 10 minutes. While you're doing that, they can spend 10 minutes playing on Facebook getting paid for doing nothing. I don't agree with the traditional warm-up theory. Why waste 10 minutes doing cardio exercise, which is training your endurance muscle fibers, when the whole idea is to weight train and get stronger? Sure, you've warmed up your body, but that doesn't prepare your muscles for strength training. All it does is make you sweat a lot. To show you how silly this is, imagine it's 10,000 years ago and you and I are sitting around the fire when suddenly a hungry saber-toothed tiger turns up. Are you going to warm up and stretch before you run for your life? No way. You're going to bolt straight up the closest tree. Your body is always the right temperature for action. The sweat that results when you exercise is the body trying to cool your body down to normal temperature. Your normal temperature is about 37 degrees. 1 degree higher than that, you have a fever. 2 degrees higher than that, it's getting serious. 3 degrees higher and you're in trouble. I'll show you how to prepare for weight training correctly, and it doesn't include wasting 10 minutes on the bike. You don't need to be dripping sweat everywhere to do weight training. Another time waster is stretching. For some reason we are told we always need to be more flexible. Look, if you are flexible enough to get in and out of the car, reach up to the high cupboards and do all the normal things that you want to do in this life, then you are already flexible enough. If your lifestyle is not hampered by any unusual lack of flexibility, then don't worry about it. The only reason you would want to be unusually flexible is if your sport required that. For instance, you're a dancer and you need to be able to do the splits or something like that. They made up an excuse to get you to stretch. They said stretching will reduce your chance of injury, even though there were no studies to prove that theory. I remember we used to take people through their first workout at the gym, we'd do the right thing and show them how to stretch. Next thing you know, they've pulled a muscle, training has stopped, and off home they go, never to return. Another member lost. In the end, we decided no more stretching. If people wanted to stretch, they could do it at their own risk after the workout. I used to be a Les Mills body pump instructor, and every 3 months we'd go to Auckland to learn the latest body pump workout. Sometimes we would try some of the group fitness classes to see what they were like. At the time, they were introducing a new class. It was called Body Balance. It was basically a yoga-based workout with elements of Tai Chi and Pilates all set to music. Man, were our muscles sore the next day. It's because stretching causes micro tears in your muscles, just like weight training does. So you might be thinking, well, if stretching does the same thing as weight training, why don't I just do a stretching class or yoga instead? Well, the answer to that is sure, do that if you want to. Many of those yoga instructors are in great shape. But don't forget, if you don't get your nutrition right, you could still get fat. I just happen to prefer weight training, using full range of motion. That way you stay strong and you maintain your normal healthy flexibility. So here is how it goes if you follow that conventional advice. You go to the gym and waste 10 minutes warming up on the stationary cycle, which uses the wrong muscle fibers, which gets you all hot and sweaty for no good reason. Then you stretch, which causes micro tears in your muscles, which weakens them before you start weight training and increases your chance of a pulled muscle. I don't know about you, but that doesn't make sense to me. I have done a video on how to prepare correctly for weight training, but in the meantime, you can either book a personal training session with me, or if you're not local, we could do a session online. I'll show you how to weight train safely, effectively, and get in good shape with just 2 workouts a week. I just want to add one other thing here. It's about energy. Some people come down for a personal training session and they have no energy. They say things like, oh man, I just have no energy today. I probably haven't eaten enough. Listen, if you have no energy today, it's not because you haven't eaten enough. It's because you didn't eat properly yesterday and you didn't get enough quality sleep last night. Plan today how you want to look and feel tomorrow. I'll catch you in the next video.